everyone and welcome to the glorious Peak District. I've just left Glossop behind and today we're going to follow a section of a very old Roman road, and I believe it was named the Doctors Gate in 1627 by a Dr. Talbot. I've got the information here because there's quite a bit of 1627 as Dr. Talbot's Gate, named after Dr. John Talbot, who is attributed with improving the summit section in the late 15th century. And the gate is derived from the Scandinavian word for road. Now it runs from Elandra Fort in Glossop to a place called Bro on No. And what we're going to do is walk along over the summit, the highest point of Snake Pass, I believe that is. We're going to follow Doctor's Gate all the way down where we cross Devil's Dyke, which is a part of the Pennine way, but we're going to go straight across that and look for a culvert which goes underneath the A57. I believe it's locally known as Doctor's Gate Culvert. And that is Shire Hill. Look at the size of that. It's like an old coal mine, colliery slag pile, isn't it? But it's really not. It's really not. Look at the view going forward. I'm hoping to pick up some sunrise of some sort. So today I began my walk in Glossop and I picked up this route for the Doctors Gate Roman Road on Shepley Street, and I followed that up all the way alongside Shire Hill up here. Now that is Shire Hill, and we're gonna be mostly following the Shelf Brook. That's Shelf Moor just at the top, and we'll be following the route heading off gradually towards the A57. That's just here, and we've got the Devil's Dyke, which is part of the Pennine Way, and eventually we'll end up at the Doctor's Gate Culvert. A quick look at what it looks like today. You can see Shire Hill still, look up there, that great big tree mound up there, Glossop on the left hand side, and a lot of moors and a lot of grass and trees. This is just lovely, isn't it? Over there there's an old reservoir called Mossy Lee. I believe it's disused now. Whether it actually got any water in it, I don't know. I'll pop the drone up at some point and try and hover over that way a little bit. There's quite a few horses behind me at the moment, so I'm not going to put it up yet because I don't want to disturb them at all, do I? So there, look, there's the banking of the reservoir. I can see a couple of those orange lifebuoy things on the edge as well. So we've seen that, so that's a good find, even though we can't see it, but the drone will show us. So I'm gonna maybe assume the farm over there is called Mossy Lee Farm. It's right next to Mossy Lee Reservoir. Interestingly, we saw it is in fact full of water. So I wonder why. I mean, there's a lot of reservoirs which just leak or crack underneath and they've become redundant. They don't use them anymore due to disrepair. But that is apparently out of action, but it's full of water. Maybe it was deemed too expensive to keep up the costs of where the water or how the water was transferred from reservoir to, say, maybe Glossop. And once bigger reservoirs were constructed, filled and brought into action, there was just no longer any need for little ones like that. Couple of nice little bridges here, smaller one here, look, with the steel fencing, but there's a bigger one over there. So let's get a look at both of these. So we can follow this down and there's a concrete weir that we can have a little look at. And then we'll turn around and look at the bridge. So both of the springs meet each other. I'm unsure of the names of these. I tried to look on OS maps and a couple of other maps and it just comes up as springs. If anybody knows what that is and what the other one is, but that's beautiful, isn't it? Turn you around, look. That's quite quaint, isn't it? Lovely stone bridge with a bit of decor on top. Quite a flow coming out of there as well. This incidentally is the one we'll be following along the Roman road of Doctor's Gate. So quite a way up now. Over here is a livestock barn. Just see it there? There we go. This is where the path splits into two. We need to take the one doing the descent. There we go, look. So public footpath via Doctors Gate and the Snake Inn. 1950. It's been there a while, hasn't it? So we're going to push on this way. We're going to do that another day. The views do look like they probably are going to be alright, but I also like a valley as well, so let's push on. Now this is absolutely stunning, isn't it? Now to think that this is the course of a Roman road. You gotta think back then, there wasn't vehicles, was there? So it didn't need to be wide like they are today, or even single carriageway width like you get in the countryside. They could just be somewhere where you rode horses up and down, for example. It's glorious, isn't it? Got some blue sky appearing just there and the sound of the running water. I am recording this on OS Maps as well, so I'll put a link into that if you want to come and do this. Highly recommend it. I don't even think I've done half of it yet. I'm assuming we're going to head up there. It's getting quite rocky ahead. It's supposed to be staying dry all day as well. Yeah, this bit's a bit precarious. Certainly wouldn't get you Vauxhall Astra up here, would you? I love these little drops of water, the tiny little weirs and rocky waterfalls. Oh god, look at this. Let's get over. And then it turns into more of a path. Seems to split into two here, but I think I'll stick with this one. It looks a bit more, less likely to be boggy at the bottom. Okay, this looks interesting. What's it like just here? Oh, I don't know. Stand on that and then just, I bet that's really deep just there. This is narrow. Oh. Oh. Amazing. And that's probably on a good day. Can you imagine after a few days of rain? And another one. We've got a few stones to stand on this time and rocks. Should be alright. There we go. Over the other side. Looks like there's a little footbridge coming up. So we're going to cross over onto the other side by the looks of it. Oh, it's starting to get a little high up now. It might not look it there. Look at the size of that just there. This is what we're faced with now. I always wonder how they got these up here. It's such an effort, isn't it, to get these huge slabs. Look at the size of them ones going back there down the valley. I can just make out the tallest skyscraping towers in Manchester in the very far distance. And we're not even at the highest point yet. Probably about halfway by the looks of it. Or it's one of those hills you go around the corner and suddenly it just goes like that. And you're like, oh no. Oh, this is opening up quite nicely. Quite a way up now. Hoping the cloud clears. So over there, that's Ashton Clough. That is White Clough. And the one we're following is Crooked Clough, I think it was. That's called the Gathering Hill up there. So I'm assuming there used to be some sort of gatherings going off. The path's going up there and I think it's going to meander either around the clough or I'm going to end up going over this just here. Well, kind of, my legs want me to go that way, but my head wants me to go over the top and just see what we can see. I'm not seeing a soul this entire walk so far. Not caught with anybody, not past one in the opposite direction. Absolutely no one. I am going up though. It didn't go around there. I expected it to go up, and that's what it's doing. Look at that, it's beautiful, isn't it? This bit's looking a bit sketchy. Urchin Clough down there. Going off down towards there. That's where we've come up. I need to carefully bimble over this lot. Should be alright. Well, if you're watching this, then I am alright. Do you know what? It's tricky, but it adds a bit of fun to it. As long as you take your time. Nice little rock pool just there, look. Very good. Go out on a hot day for a pooch if you bring one with you, or even yourself if you want a little dunk. We're going up here now. Well over halfway up the summit, we've got to be. Looking back, look at that. Still not seen anybody. I've got the entire place to myself so far. We're not far from the Devil's Dyke, which is of course the Pennine Way. This is lovely just here. I'm just sat on a rock. I can see for miles, even though it's misty and hazy in the far distance. Having a coffee. Beautiful. So we're leaving all that behind now. Manchester, considerable distance over there, and I'm almost at the summit. Look, let's see what's over the top. It is a little bit boggy up here in some places. I'm going to try and, alright, here we go. Oh yeah, did it, great. Okay, oh, another one to contend with. That looks a bit more. Do that and that, there we go, and then straight over here. Hopefully that's it. I've just got to keep my eye on where I am walking so as not to sink somewhere. A57 is just over there. I can hear and see traffic occasionally. I believe that is the summit of the 57. Look at this, this will be the Pennine Way, Devil's Dyke I believe it's called. So over that direction, if you follow this path, we'd end up in Edale, wouldn't we? And off towards Yorkshire if we carried on that way. Maybe it's something to do one day. We've got to take this path just here. If you look over there, you can just see cars in the distance going over the 57, and that will be the highest point and summit of that very road. So quick recap, we've come from down there, Glossop a few miles away, and then on to Manchester, but I began at Glossop. That's the Pennine way. But we're going to take this less inviting path. It is a proper path, it's still the same Doctors Gate Roman road, and this should meet us up with the A57 right where the Doctors Gate Culvert is that goes below the road. It's quite weedy and reedy and wet underfoot at the moment, but luckily at this point there's slabs, which is probably one reason the water's actually collecting. Shoes are a little wet, but so far no breaches, so they're doing all right. Hopefully this doesn't continue on like this though, because it's a little bit slippery too, and I've got pretty good tread on these shoes I'm wearing. This is probably all flowing down. This is quite, I mean, it's quite grippy. The combination of these slabs and my shoes, thankfully. I think if I'd worn something else like my Adidas Terex, they're not as grippy, and I probably would have been sliding a little bit more. Just down there, I believe I can see stone wall, so this is probably flowing down to the culvert which goes under the A57. Now then, what we're doing here, see that looks it looks like most people are going this way, so I'm gonna, that looks treacherous over there. Okay, I think I can safely say it's not a culvert we're going inside. It looks so tiny just down there. I'll go down to it, or try to go down to it. Actually got a bit of sunshine now. Starting to turn lovely. It's a bit sketchy getting down to the culvert, but could be possible. There it is. It's quite inviting. I think the water level's a bit too high to be going through it in normal foot clear. Now you can see there's a retaining wall all the way up there, look, that's your A57. This culvert is pretty stunning. I can lower you down, you can see the pin of light at the other end. Let's get the torch on. Of course I brought it with me. There we go, you can see inside it quite nicely, look. I am tempted actually, that doesn't look, once I get past this bit here, could well be alright. I could quite easily just leave my bag there, there's nobody around, and just have a bit of a meander through. Look at that, that's extraordinary, isn't it? It has been spray treated by the looks of it to reinforce it, because the stonework just stops, look, just there, and then it goes. Now it looks very low, so I think all I'm going to do is go in about 10 feet maybe and take a few photos. Might jump up the top and cross the road and see what it looks like on the other side, but it looks like it gets very low. That's lovely, isn't it? A little bit further in, but not much. It's too slippy. I'm sliding, it's like ice. I don't want to get hurt down here, and I've got to put myself first, haven't I? That was lovely in there. It's a really lovely piece of art. Now, people that know me from previous videos will know I'm not shying away from stuff like that. And usually I'll just go for it. But that was like walking on ice. It was terrible. I'd have been on my arse, banging my head. Safety first, isn't it? That's where it comes out the other side, just there. It's a very, very long way down though. Just to think that'll eventually end up in Lady Bower Reservoir a number of miles away in that direction. So I hope you've enjoyed this video from Glossop all the way along this Roman road, the Doctors Gate, and ending up at that fantastic culvert that goes under the A57 bridge. Like, subscribe, please comment below. Any more suggestions of anything like this, historical, beautiful, tunnels, culverts, you name it. Comment below. See you in the next one. Bye bye.